U.S. and Germany are going to send almost 100 tanks to Ukraine. Canada might add a couple in there.
Yeah, we'd like to get our little bit. Here, we got something. It's like you're going to buy something and you got that guy. Well, I got like 25 cents to add to it.
Yeah.
Thanks, Pete.
Yeah, I think 2 tanks is what Canada might add. But it's like, yeah, I mean, how do you not call this a world war?
It is.
Several Western countries are contributing.
Yeah.
To one side.
Like you look at World War I and II, there were a ton of countries that
US
stayed.
officials say things like the war in Ukraine is about stopping Russia.
Yeah.
And so it's like, so how do you call it not a conflict, like a war between these countries? And then with the amount of countries involved, how do you not call it a world conflict?
Yeah.
Like even China has interests.
Yep.
Who knows what they'll do, but
I mean, yeah, it's what's the tipping point that makes it a world war? Like I feel like you've got enough countries involved now.
No one else gets in, or
they already are.
Wide scale fighting breaks out.
It's like if 2 people are fighting, you and I are fighting, and somebody's handing me weapons.
Yeah, that person
they're in the fight too.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're not a bystander. They're in the fucking fight.
Yeah, they're active.
Yeah, like you punch me and knock me over, and they pick me up, and they dust me off. They give me a weapon.
Yeah.
They're fighting you too. Just because they're not fucking throwing punches and shit, they can be like, "Oh, this is a fair fight. It's 2 people. Fair." No, it's not a fucking fair fight.
I think it's the German tanks allegedly use a kind of bullet that has like enriched uranium casing or something like that. And Russia said that like if they use those, they're gonna count that as a nuclear strike. So it's just they're just like moving the goalposts and they're posturing nuclear war. It's like, yeah.
I don't think anybody. It's just posturing at this point. I don't think anybody's gonna throw a nuke. Like small guided ones and things like that, but not
smaller tactical nukes. Yeah,
tactical nukes. Like I don't think anybody's gonna drop a big one. That makes zero sense. The only way that kind of happens is if
you're out.
If you know
you're out, it's over.
Yeah,
you have no sense of self-preservation.
Yeah,
so you just do it.
But even then, it's like, yeah, it would.
Or
depend.
You think that you could just, you hit DC or something, and like get pretty much all of the politicians in the United States. Maybe you think that there's a good chance that would end a conflict instead of escalating, instead of like a retaliatory strike, because now the leading class is dead in that country.
And this is what irritates me about it. What's the game? What's the end game? I understand what the end game is. Well, it's sort of understood what the end game is for Russia. They want Crimea.
The Eastern Front.
Yeah, they want Crimea back, and they want.
They already have Crimea.
Did they take it back?
They took it.
I thought they gave it up in 2013 or something like that.
Oh, it's been Russian territory since they invaded and took it. As far as
I think it changed. It changed hands in 2013 or something.
I don't know if that happened.
Anyways, but okay. All right, look it up. Yeah, you can do it faster than I can. Okay, but my point is though, and then okay, let's say Ukraine. Oh, 54.
In the 50s, they gave it up, and that's why they took it back.
Soviet Ukraine, yeah.
Yeah, so
after 2014, here we go. That's what it was.
Yeah, that's when they took over.
Okay.
After the Ukrainian Revolution, Russian troops were deployed to occupy Crimea.
Okay.
They might have invaded earlier, but I don't know that they invaded earlier than that. But
anyways, my point is that, okay, so if Ukraine takes Crimea...
But it is like internationally they recognize Crimea as a part of Ukraine.
Right. So if Ukraine takes Crimea back, right, and they thwart the Russian aggression.
They push it back.
They push them back. So do they stop or they move into Russia proper and start...
Who the hell knows?
That's what I'm saying. And then do Western countries all step in and say,
they've been firing missiles into Russian territory.
And that's what I'm saying. Like this becomes... It goes from a defense...
Zelensky keeps like advocating and posturing for a world war.
Yeah, and that's what I mean. So like if you're taking somebody... Like it would be understandable if they said we just want to take Crimea and then that's it, and we're gonna like so. For example, Jerusalem, right? They have the wherewithal and the might to just go ahead and take the Gaza and take all of that shit back. They can just walk in there basically and fucking obliterate. If they want, they have the weapons, the capability to do that. They don't. They spend their efforts to thwart the terrorist activities of Hamas and that on their capital, on their territory. So why wouldn't you say that that's the way you have to do it? If you're Ukraine, okay, we take Crimea, and now we say, okay, that's it. We're going to set our boundary. We're not going into Russia proper.
Yeah.
But it's like the push is to go into Russia.
Yeah.
So where does it end? So now we're gonna have, instead of Russia being in control of Russian territory, we're gonna have Ukraine being in control. So you're all you're doing is taking one dictator and replacing with another.
Yeah.
But we like this dictator. Yeah, this guy's okay.
Yeah, that's how it works usually.
It's like,
that's a regime change.
Get the fuck out of here. That's not how it's supposed to work. You're not supposed. You can't take the moral high ground and say we're just gonna go in there and help this dictator now do this because we didn't like what that one did. That's not how it's supposed to work. That's more of a bitter, petty human response.
Yeah.
But then stay the fuck out of all of it then.
Yeah.
Like it's weird to me. So you're just
seems like that's what they're trying to do. They're trying to kickstart a global conflict of some kind. Fight it in that area.
Yeah.
War is usually good for business.
Yeah. It's I don't that's what I mean. Nobody's saying, hey, this is what the end result is. You just hear bullshit like not until like when Biden was saying about Putin being out of power, essentially, or like until he's done.
Yeah.
Okay, well, you're saying the quiet bits out loud, bud.
Yeah.
And then you walk it back after and say, oh, no, I didn't say that, or I didn't mean that. Pretty sure you did. But then realize that, oh shit, can't say that because now I'm, pushing the tiger to bite now. Like Russia has capabilities.
Yeah.
Like they could be using more capabilities. And is that better for, say, China now that their neighbor is run by a U.S. puppet?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, right. So China be like, all right, okay, let's let them squabble it out. Let's let them punch each other tired. But the minute Ukraine starts to get a real big upper hand, is China going to say, all right, fuck this. We're in now.
Yeah.
Tag, we're in. U.S. has been backing up. Okay, here you go, Russia. Here's our might.
Mm-hmm.
Well, here we're going to help out Russia now. And now if it wasn't a world war before, it's a fucking world war now.
Yeah.
When you add,
many countries are getting involved. Like the biggest militaries.
Yeah, if you have the two superpowers backing both, they might as well be fighting.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Going to move in,
like it's this kind of bullshit's been happening everywhere since World War II. It's like North and South Korea was the same sort of thing. One being backed by communism, one being backed by, Western democracy.
Yeah, it's a wild fucking situation. There's no telling.
Yeah,
absolutely no telling.
So I don't know where it's going, but
it doesn't look good.
Yeah,
wherever it goes, it's setting a weird precedent about like what's acceptable.
Yeah, and we start giving them like this kind of machinery. It's unless this is these Abrams tanks and these what are the other ones, the Leopard 2s,
the Leopard, yeah.
Unless they're maybe like the last year's model.
Well, even then, I don't know.
What I'm saying though is maybe they're not all that strong anymore comparatively to the shit that they have. So they're like, oh yeah, give them some of those. That's fine. It's like giving someone an iPhone 5 at this point. You're like, oh, give them an iPhone 5. You can do some things, but we got the iPhone 15 out now, or whatever the fuck is out now. It's like, yeah. That's
yeah.
So maybe it's that. I don't know, but it's not good.
No.
Yeah. I'm not scared yet, but
no, I'm not scared. It's just,
but it's unsettling.
Concerning development.
Yeah, it's unsettling for sure.
What's going on?
I was hoping this shit would kind of end,
just blow over.
Yeah, or I want to see a regime change of the West and see if maybe some.
Well, Trump keeps coming out and saying that there needs to be negotiations.
Right, and he would be the guy.
Yeah,
we already know that guy can fucking negotiate.
Yeah,
like.
He
The
would
only
be
president,
brokering a peace deal between Ukraine and Russia
Yeah.
in like no time.
the only president in our time that was good at that, at
Yeah.
least. Anybody who doesn't say that he was at the very least good at negotiating peace treaties or deals and stuff, they're wrong. Yeah, they're just putting their hatred in front of the facts.
Yeah.
And the guy wasn't. He's not a warmonger type president, and you know. So I think someone like him. I think DeSantis would be amazing at that too. To be honest, I think
he might be.
I think he might even be better. I mean, who knows?
Time will tell.
I know,
We'll see.
because I think he's going to be our next. He's going to be the next president.
There's a good chance.